Now to politics. Michigan will soon take the spotlight in the race for the White House. There are 2 debates scheduled here in the next week or so in Detroit and Flint, and the state's primary takes place on March 8th. We've seen a lot of developments with the candidates this past week, including one dropout and Donald Trump's solid lead in the Republican race, but a lot could change after next week's Super Tuesday. Guys, I don't think anyone would have predicted we were here at this point with Donald Trump with such a commanding lead over the field for the Republicans. Nolan, as our resident Republican, or our resident right-leaning conservative person, are you pulling your hair out over this?
Yeah. You know, I'm the guy who sat here like 6 months ago and said Donald Trump won't be the nominee.
Yeah, exactly. We can roll that tape back.
Yeah, we should. I've said it on so many places. I'm not sure I see a way he won't be the nominee. He took 46% of the Nevada vote this week in their caucuses. He goes into Super Tuesday ahead in every single poll in all 13 states, except for Texas, which is Ted Cruz's home state, and he's close there. He's beating Kasich in Ohio, and Kasich's an enormously popular governor in Ohio. He's beating Rubio in his home state of Florida. So you tell me where anybody gets the momentum to challenge Trump, as long as it stays a 3-4 person race. I think even if it goes down to a 2-person race, Trump has the momentum here. He's going to be the nominee.
So then let me ask you this. Does that argue, if you're Rubio and Cruz, does that argue to stay in it until the end to try to get to a convention where perhaps you can force some sort of brokering?
I think that's their strategy, Steve, but I don't see how it gets to a convention. If he keeps continuing to win
if he wins out,
every state,
right,
because we're soon going to winner-take-all states after Michigan.
Right.
He wins enough of those states. You have to go to the convention. You have to have somebody actually winning states. I heard someone say yesterday that with the Republican Party, silver's the new gold. You know, we keep talking about second place as if it matters, and it soon won't matter at all.
I think it's really interesting that we talked so much after Romney lost, and the Republicans came out with this report in 20. What do we need to do for 2016 to get certain voting groups out there? It would seem that Trump flies in the face of many of those goals that they had in that report coming out, in appealing to women and appealing to Latino voters. That he kind of flies in the face, or like a kinder, gentler Republican Party, and it seems to fly in the face of that.
In the primaries, he's doing really well among all of those demographics, right? He won 41% of Hispanics in Nevada this week. But look at how small the Hispanic percentage of the Republican Party is in Nevada is the problem, right? He will do fine as long as you're just talking about in the universe of Republican voters. The trouble he will have, I think, will come in the general election, where these groups, young people, women, minority voters, are going to have more reason this time to go with a Democrat than they did 4 years ago.
Do you agree with that?
You know, I don't know what to think, because we've been wrong about Trump every step of the way.
This is true. Everything that we've said that usually this should happen at this point has been thrown out the window.
You know, I'll just give you an example. I mean, he's supposed to be sort of anathema to minorities. I'm giving a speech Sunday morning to a Jewish group, and walking out, and you know, people from that group said, yeah, we like Trump, we like, you know, for the same reason everybody else does. An African-American security guard stops me on the way out and says, my wife and I are for Trump. I mean, I don't know what the heck's going on, but I know if you look at the polls, he's within 2 points nationally of Hillary Clinton.
Aren't you also getting people who are saying, I'm going to vote for Trump, but don't tell anyone? I mean, people are telling you. You're hearing people that say, I'm going to vote for him, but
we know about those kind of whisper campaigns. We know how they play out generally in actual elections when people have to go and cast ballots. I would be very surprised, but we've been surprised all year.
It's surprised sitting here.
I would be very surprised if a Donald Trump as a Republican nominee could contend very well in November. The other problem he may have is mainstream Republicans could start a third-party run for somebody. You can't stop. Are you going to stop, Michael?
Okay, wait. We only have a minute. We only have a minute left. So let me ask you both: what does the field look like when we finally get here to Michigan? Because I think it might be very different than even what we predicted a couple weeks ago.
I think if the polls continue to look bad for Kasich in Ohio, he's not going to risk embarrassment there. Yeah. If he doesn't take any state on Super Tuesday, it's going to be hard for him. There's a lot of pressure now from the establishment Republicans to get him out of the race and coalesce around Rubio.
All right. Well, we're going to have to leave it there. And